everyone, Andrew here with I Dream of Crafting. Welcome to another 12 Days of Crafting episode. Today I have nothing to show you. This is the first time that I'm going to be doing a craft on video while doing it for the first time. So this is very exciting and also very nerve-wracking. So I really hope it turns out beautiful. What I'm going to show you today is a wreath made out of clothespins. And I've seen these around for a while now, and they are beautiful. So I'm really hoping mine turns out just as wonderful as all the ones I've seen. It seems a bit weird when you think about it, a clothespin wreath, but I promise they're awesome and they are super, super, super easy. So for anyone like me who's ever wanted to do a wreath, this is a great way to start. This is also the first time I'm doing a wreath ever, so this should be really interesting. So I really hope you enjoy, and let's get to the supplies. Okay, so the supplies you're going to need for the clothespin wreath is, of course, some clothespins. These are from the Dollar Tree, 36 in a pack. The really good thing, if you're doing the same size wreath that I am, which is a pretty good size, you're going to need 70 total, which is 35. So 2 packs and you're done. So $2 and you have all the clothespins you need to do this wreath. So you're going to need some clothespins. I used Sharpies to color my clothespins. You can use paint if you want. You can use glitter, just Mod Podge them and dump them in glitter, and there you go. Whatever you want to color them with, that is up to you. I use Sharpies. It took me probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to color them all. I'll show you that in the video though. And yeah, so you're going to need something to color with to give your clothespin some color. And then of course, you need a wreath form. I got this from my local Packatans. It's a craft store. This is, as you see, this wreath form has nothing on it. There's some come with little Chanel stems that look like a fake Christmas tree limb, and that's supposed to help you, fill it out and put whatever you're going to put on there. This is just a plain wreath form with nothing on it, because those with the Chanel stems on them, those are like double the price or triple the price of these, which is crazy. But this is a 14-inch ring. I think it's a really good size. So it's a 14-inch ring, and this thing only cost me under $2. So yeah, it's a really good buy. 14-inch. So yeah, I might actually go back and get another one and make this one's gonna be. I'm thinking I'm giving this one to my mom for Christmas. And I'm thinking about going back and getting one more since they are so cheap, and making one of these for my uncle and aunt. So, yeah. Other than that, it's up to you how you want to decorate it. So glitter, sequins, buttons, pom-poms, whatever you want. Stickers, whatever you want to decorate it, that is your choice. But I'm going to show you how to do the actual wreath itself, and decoration is your part. So let's get to the tutorial. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have all of these done except for one. I kept one back so I could show you how to do this. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it wouldn't be much of a tutorial if I did everything off camera. So I colored all of these as they were just on the cardboard, but I just literally took a Sharpie and I used 2 different Sharpies. I know they kind of look the same, but if you look really close, this one is kind of lighter than this one. They're really close in color, but in the right kind of light, you can definitely tell the difference. So since this is the lighter one, I try not to go over the color too many times, because of course the more you go over it, the darker it's going to get, and I don't want it to blend in too much with that. So I just color the top here, and I did this with all of them. And then, this is optional, you don't have to do this, but I decided, because I didn't like how it looked, I did put a couple of these on the frame, and I didn't like how sometimes you could see the sides, that weren't colored. So I just decided that I would just color not all the sides, because it doesn't need to be, just enough so that if you catch a glimpse of the side, you'll see color instead of wood. Now you're going to see it anyway, but if you want to color the whole thing, go for it. But I did not. I just colored the sides. Now you see I didn't color this side. That's because when you put this on, you're just going to clip it on. Whoa. Okay. You're just going to clip it on the frame. So my thought is, well, if it's just going to be clipped on there, you could easily unclip it, turn it around, and clip it back on. So on this side, I'm going to leave it blank because I can color it a different color, and I can have 2 wreaths for the price of 1. So this can be my winter wreath, and then I can turn it over, and I can have like red, white, and blue, and I can have, a 4th of July wreath, or an orange one for like Halloween, or fall, autumn. So this tutorial and the next tutorial is a perfect example of why you should not do tutorials when you are sleep deprived. I'm telling you here how you can flip it over and have 2 wreaths for the price of 1. That's true, but only if you're not going to decorate the outside past coloring the clothespin. You'll see at the end of the video I decided to add other accent pieces to the wreath, and that would make it extremely difficult, especially if it's a gift. It would be extremely difficult to turn this wreath into a second wreath with these accent pieces added to the wreath. So if you're just going to color this wreath and maybe put like a bow on it or something, that would be perfectly fine. You can, and if you're giving it to someone else, you can tell them, hey, just pull off the bow, here's how the bow comes undone, and just pull it off and then flip over all these and you have a second wreath. Or if it's for you, then you know how to do it, of course. But if you're going to add accent pieces like I did, or I'm going to do since I still haven't done it yet, my accent pieces are tied onto the wreath and some will be glued onto the wreath. That will make it impossible for me to flip over the clothespins and turn it into a second wreath. So, a little bit of a correction there. Kind of. It can be 2 wreaths in 1, but you gotta sacrifice a few things in order to do that. Just wanted to clarify that for you. So, that was my thinking there. So, once you get them all done, you just clip them back on. So I'm gonna start putting these on the frame, and we'll walk through that together. Okay guys, sorry if I'm talking a little softly. It is 5:45 in the morning and my parents are still sleeping, so I'm trying not to wake them up. So now that you have all of your clothespins colored, I actually went back in on these and I colored the entire thing, well, almost the entire thing. And I colored this. That's as far as I could get down into that crevice without I didn't want to take it apart because I wasn't sure if I could get it back together. But it doesn't need to be completely covered, and you don't even have to do that. You can just color the front part if you want. I did make another one of these and I showed it to my mom. This one will be my mom's, the one I'm assembling right now. I made another one a couple days ago. Yesterday. It was yesterday. I made it yesterday and I showed it to my mom. It's for my uncle and aunt, and I'll show it to you at the end of the video. And she made mention that she was wondering if I could, how I colored them and if I could get, this colored. And so since she made mention of it, I decided to do that, and that was about 2.5 hours of my life. So just know that if you do this project, most of your time 95% of your time will be taken up coloring these or painting these or doing whatever you're going to do. Now, if you spray paint them, it will go significantly faster. But as I stated earlier, we're almost down to negative numbers in wind chill, plus snow, so yeah, that's not going to work. So let me show you how to put this together. I'm going to alternate these colors from, dark light, dark light. The other one I'll show you later. I did 3 colors. I did 2 different types of greens, of these 2 actually. I did a dark green and a light green, and then I did red. And I made an oopsie because I painted too many reds. So if you're going to do more than 2 colors, you're going to have to recount how many you need of each color. So yeah, I made too many reds and not enough greens. So just as a heads up. So I'm sorry if this camera moves as well. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this because the ring is too big to fit in the in the frame. So let me move you to the side maybe. Okay, this will work. I hate having you off to the side, but it's the best I can do. Okay, so in each of these spokes, you can fit 10. Now this is the 14-inch ring, just to clarify. So you can fit 10 in each of these sections, and there's 7 sections, so you'll need 70 clothespins to do this whole ring. So if you put it just down here on this one, if you just clip it on the bottom one, when you flip it up, it's gonna just flop all over the place. So, oops, what you want to do is you want to clip it. Let me do this, and then do this. Oh, there we go. Okay. You want to clip it so you have this groove and this big groove. This little groove up here is going to go on here, and this big groove is going to go on the bottom one. So you want to, oops, let me get my hand out of the way. So you want to slip it in there, catch that groove, and let go. And then, of course, push it to the very end. And that really is all there is to it. You can put it up higher if you wanted to. It doesn't sit as nice, and of course this edge is going to be showing. But I just like doing that, and I think it looks pretty. You could also just kind of move it up a little bit, and then the next one, you can stagger them. Come on. So that it would look, sorry. So it would look, there we go. It would look like that, where one is higher than the other. You can definitely do that too. I saw someone who did a red, white, and blue for 4th of July, and they staggered it just like this, and it looked beautiful. I don't think I'm going to stagger, though. So, I'm just going to continue around the ring, alternating different colors. And, I'm going to put this one. Okay. My phone light makes it look like these are all the same color, but if I put it under my craft light over here, they turn the color that they're supposed to. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this ring, and then I'll show you what I do to finish it off. So I don't know how this keeps happening, but, well, I didn't miscount because I have one and I need one, but it's the wrong color. I don't know how I keep doing this, but in this case, it's easy. This is why I kind of like doing it with Sharpies, because you can easily, well, sometimes easily fix it. So since this is the lighter, I kind of lucked out. This is the lighter one, and I need a darker one, the darker color, so I could just go over this very quickly with the Sharpie, with the darker Sharpie, because I used this is the dark color, and this is the light color. I know it looks nothing like it, so that's another thing when you're picking your colors. I would highly recommend you getting extra clothespins for A, so you can test the colors, because the clothespins change the color a little bit, and B, get extra ones because sometimes you'll run into clothespins that have really bad knots in them from the wood, or I ran into a few that were actually cracked, and they just fell apart on me when I tried to, you know, actually open them. So I would highly recommend getting more, you know, getting an extra, because they're just $1 at the Dollar Tree. So I would get an extra one, an extra bag, just to be on the safe side, because you never know what you're gonna get in the bag, and it's always nice to have extra ones. You know, it's nice to have too much than not enough. So I'm just going to finish coloring this, add the last one, and that'll be it. And this is just how I did it. I just went and just colored it all in. Okay, so here is the finished wreath. It looks really pretty. I like it, and I like how you can tell the light from the dark. It's not a big difference between them, but I like it. I was going more for like a snowflake ice look for this one, so it's really, really pretty. So let me show you what I decided to do to jazz this up a little bit. Okay, I'm sure you all remember this. This is our clothespin Snowflake. It's all Mod Podged and nothing's coming off. I love it. I will leave a link in the cards so that you can find this if you haven't seen this tutorial yet. But I thought this was very appropriate for a centerpiece for our wreath, since this is made out of clothespins and the wreath is made out of clothespins. So I thought that was very appropriate. So let me show you on this one how I attached it. And I'm just going to pick up the camera. So this is how I fiddled with, that's actually the top. And I fiddled with this for a while, probably a good hour, trying to figure out how to attach this, because I did have it with just one string, but the snowflake just spun. So I wanted it a little more secure, so I decided I tied ribbon to the bottom rung, just snap that back over it, and then I hot glued, this snowflake is hot glued to the ribbon. So I thought that was actually a pretty good idea. And look how it doesn't move at all. And here's the back for you. It doesn't move. So that worked even better than I was expecting it to. Oh. So yeah, that's how I did this, and I'm gonna do it for the other one. And I mean, it worked out perfectly. I had this red and gold ribbon. I might go out and buy, or see if I can find a prettier blue ribbon, but if nothing else, I do have this. And I think this will match. Oh yeah, look at that. That'll match really nice. So if nothing else, I do have that blue ribbon. Now, what I'm going to do to finish it off is, I found these mini clothespins at Walmart for $24. Oh my gosh, it's a 24 pack. 24 pack for, I think it was about $2, a little less than $2, I think. And I thought these were the cutest little things to make smaller snowflakes to put around it. And I might add like one, maybe two of these to each one. But while looking for these, I found these. Look how tiny. They are adorable. You get 50 in a pack, and it's the same price as those. So I decided just to get them both, just to play around a little bit, see which one was better. And I did make one already. Look how adorable. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to glitter these up, and I'm going to like hot glue them around. And look, they fit perfectly. Now these are going to be bigger. I don't know if I'd even use those now that I have these. But yeah, I'm definitely using some of these. And I made these the same way as I made the big ones. Just a little bit different because they're so small. I didn't use hot glue because there was really no way to use hot glue. So I actually used Elmer's glue to put these together. And let me turn off that. If you can see, I layered on the glue pretty heavily in between, in the center, to have them all, you know, connected. So I used quite a bit of glue to put these together, but you really can't tell, and you won't really be able to tell either once I get glitter on it. It'll look just like this. Actually, it'll look just like this because I'm planning on completely covering these guys. So, and I'll just hot glue them right there. It looks cute already, even with just it being white. And I have this one here. I'm debating if I'm going to put one there or not. I like how it looks. I don't know. Decisions. But that is what I'm planning on doing. And I have about 4 days to get this done. So that's how you make a clothespin wreath. Hey guys, that's it for this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. It's not completely done yet, but I did get the snowflake on. I'm really liking how it's coming out. So I'm going to do all the snowflakes, all the little tiny ones. And I'm probably going to E6000 glue them on because hot glue and clothespins really don't seem to hold too well for some reason. They hold well enough, just not permanent, which is weird. Anyway, though, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. We have more videos coming, so please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single one. And I'll see you guys in the next video.